Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Laymen Daily Show. Let me tell you, okay, in Australia, it is cold. 17 degrees Celsius, freezing. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're from Russia or some cold area. Isn't Iceland the green area and Greenland is the ice area? What's up with that, all right? It's fucking the most ridiculous thing in the world. But I digest. It is fantastic, okay, to see the amount of news today. Not really. There's a bit of Overwatch news. There's a bit of trailers to show you some other news reviews and discussions. But I am just so cold. It is ridiculous, okay? I don't care if it is 14 degrees, 2 degrees, or 17 degrees. It feels so cold in Australia. And I thought I'd do it a little bit earlier today for you guys, because you know what? I missed you. All right? I wanted to do it a little bit earlier to see you guys today. Let's get into it. After the drop, let's ask how the chat is, and talk about Overwatch 2, because apparently they're apologizing. All right. Oh, shit. I cut it off too quick. How's everyone in the chat today? Let me tell you. There's some tremendous news today. Tremendous news. Intricate says, Ralph, I'm going to steal that banana behind you. Maybe I'm Ralph. Or maybe I'm not. Who knows? Alicia says, can confirm it is chilly today. It is absolutely freezing today. CJ, good to see you, man. The drop. We haven't had a double drop in a while. Fuck it. Double drop? Let's do it. Alright. How's everyone's weekend? Good? How's the chat? Everyone good? Well, I'm good, that's for sure. And I won't complain about the coldness anymore, okay? But it is chilly today. You know what else is chilly? Overwatch. Man, it's been an interesting week for Overwatch. Especially Overwatch 2. Not so much for Overwatch 1. Gone are the days we could play Hanamura. See, the thing about Overwatch 2, when they took away Overwatch 1, is they actually took shit away. And now, as we've seen when cancelling PVE, we're left with less of a game. That's the truth. They took away Hanamura. They took away some other to capture the capture the point levels. Chat, help me out. There's definitely some other ones that they've taken away, but Hanamura was the best, right? Now, Overwatch 2 director has apologized for cancelling PvE hero mode. And I think that's good. I can't be at one moment being like, oh, the devs are never telling us what we want to hear. Damn the devs. And the next moment, they want to take some accountability. So I do like that. And yeah, so let's just get into it, folks. In what he described as an emotional week, director Aaron Keller opened up about the decision to cancel Overwatch 2's planned PvE hero mode, saying that teams struggle to find its footing amid what he called high expectations for the mode. He said, things rarely go as planned in game development. We struggle to find our footing with the hero mission experience early on. Scope grew, Keller wrote. We were trying to do too many things at once and we lost focus. The team built some really great things, including hero talents, new enemy units, and early visions of missions. But we were never able to bring together all the elements needed to ship a polished, cohesive experience. And as I said on Friday or Thursday when I covered this, it's one thing to have a very big vision, right? It's one thing to really want to shoot for the stars, try and do different things and to deliver something that's really ambitious. It's another to not deliver anything, okay? And as I said before, and to not even include the previous maps, we've digressed. Actually, okay. It's a real shame, you know, to see where Overwatch 2 is, or the promises that they wanted to make and that they couldn't fully deliver. Having said that, when you are trying to do something that's going to be pushing a franchise forward or having a very ambitious vision and you can't deliver it, there always needs to be space for any developer or any creative endeavor to have some sort of, you know, eject button. If it's not working, it's not working, right? And that's not to change what I was saying before the other day when I was very upset about the fact that we're not getting PvE. It's still disappointing. All these promises, all these ambitions that they laid out of this, grandiose roadmap that we were going to see, and then ultimately nothing was delivered. Continues, according to Keller, the PvE hero mode was an exciting but gargantuan vision. Heard that before. That kept pulling resources away from the live game. Finally, Keller says the development team realized it had to walk away. It is a hard thing to do, right? It is hard to look at something and go, it's too hard, it's too big, it's not working. I'm not making a joke there, okay? And they just have to kind of walk away and go, it's not going to work, right? They have to focus on the live service. Because that's the other thing, right? A live service game takes a lot of manpower. It also takes a lot of creative vision also, right? I mean, the PvE was certainly going to take a lot of creative vision. But the idea of bringing together a live service game that continuously delivers high quality content to a paying audience, which it's free to play, but, a lot of that content that they're going to be delivering, they want people to pay for, right? So that in itself is going to take a lot of their time up. Absolutely. Absolutely. He continued, this has been hard for us, but as a director on the project, I have to do my best to make a decision that puts the game and the community first, even when the decisions are disappointing. In this case, I had trouble pivoting away from a vision that just wasn't working. And for that, I would like to apologize to our players and to our team. I'm sorry. Well, we accept your apology. It's all good. You tried your best. I'm for one. If someone apologizes, it's something to take note of, right? We're not saying it's all good for everything. It is disappointing. I, for one, over 2,000 hours of Overwatch, I, for one, definitely would love to see PvE. Now, they have continued on to say that the roadmap is looking big and amazing. We're going to be seeing all sorts of story missions that you can do with a team. Still, it's not going to be the same vision, but you can expect those. But we already saw those from Overwatch 1. And let me tell you, if we're going to see anything that's similar to the previous PvE experiences, then we're not getting anything that's new. Even if it is slightly bigger, or maybe the enemies are more diverse, or whatever, right? That's not going to make us feel like, holy shit, Overwatch 2 has arrived. This is still Overwatch 1.1, okay? It really is Overwatch 1.1. And for them to now set out a roadmap in connection with this announcement, it's good to see that, yes, we have a plan moving forward. There's going to be new maps, there's going to be new heroes, and there's going to be new PvE experiences. But again, we already had that. We already had it, folks, and it's not seeming to be changing in terms of what we can expect from Overwatch 2. But again, I wanted to show this today because I think, sometimes devs and sometimes studios, they see a lot of hate online, right? And I think it's good when a developer and a studio is like, you know what? We messed up. We fucked up. We tried. We failed. But you know what? We just want to be open with you and say we're sorry. Again, not like, sorry doesn't wash everything away, but it's something. It's something to look at. It's something for them to take some responsibility for, And Aaron Keller sitting there and wanting to write a detailed blog post here talking about, where it fell over. Now, originally, Overwatch was birthed out of the idea of another failed IP called Project Titan. And this was, the PvE experience was them trying to deliver on that promise, right? That was the idea of like, okay, let's show you what we originally wanted to do, or something in the same vein, right? But I personally think if you're going to be showing some honesty in a blog post, if you're going to be showing that you are feeling like, you've let the team down or you've let the community down, a lot of the time that's just bullshit, right? But here, I think we need to make it clear that they have a live service. They've got a lot of moving parts already. Again, it's from a person that's played a hell of a lot of Overwatch and wanted the PvE and very disappointed that we're not seeing it. But when there's so many moving parts and there's so much creative vision and energy that still needs to be put into the major part of the game, it is disappointing, but it sometimes needs to happen. Sometimes it needs to happen. The Claymore says, throwing games for 2,000 hours. Just putting May walls up, man. Fuck it. Remember the days when Symmetra, her ult would be a telly? You just put the telly on top of a cliff and everyone just falls off? Good times. Never did that, of course. No, I would never be such an asshole, especially in competitive. Never, never, never. But yeah, so look, it's good that they've kind of owned here. It's, of course, disappointing. We are going to see something, some sort of roadmap moving forward with, of course, new heroes, maps, and all that kind of nonsense. But, you know, we're not going to be seeing, I think, anything significant to justify the two. This has been the battle for the last year now, right? We've seen trailers, we saw it come out, Overwatch 2, and everyone's like, why is there a 2 on here? What the fuck is this? This is just Overwatch 1 with less maps. And like more heroes, but as I said, we're going to get that anyway. But the whole battle has been to justify the 2. And it hasn't been justified. Sadly, has not been justified. But my closing points will be, if you want to try for something that's ambitious creatively and the vision is big and you can't deliver it, in the gaming space, we need to make that okay. What's not okay is to deliver nothing. That's the problem. See, I think Cyberpunk 2077, although we did get a full game, suffered from maybe similar problems where the scope continued to grow. It became so big of what they wanted to deliver. And No Man's Sky also, in terms of how many things that they promised, and then it got too big and they were just like, hey, look at how many shit we're going to throw in. And then, of course, it wasn't there. But with Cyberpunk 2077, they also, I think, had a problem with the scope continued to grow. And then they couldn't actually finalize the game in terms of executing a completed, non-buggy, non-glitchy experience, right? So there's all sorts of games that their vision continues to grow, and they just don't know where the fuck, like, where do we stop? You know? Where with this, they're like, whoa, it keeps growing in our mind. Where do we stop right now before we release anything? Out. See you later. Maximilian, I would rather have the maps. Me too, man. Hanamura was mad. Absolutely. Ah, dear. Tom says, I'll be honest though, while everyone was playing Overwatch, I was hard into Paladins. No, I didn't. I tried Paladins, but I thought Paladins sucked. It was a hard no from me, my friend. Soz. But I just didn't like Paladins. It just felt like the free version, which it was. And then Overwatch 2 became free, and it's like, where's Paladins now? I actually have no idea. All right? Please, chat. Tell me where the hell Paladins is now. Super chat. Thank you very much, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Super chat for $2. Maybe a good thing Jeff Kaplan left a sinking ship. Well, that actually is a good point. It's interesting that the creative director, Jeff Kaplan, you know, hey guys, it's Jeff from the Overwatch team. Funny that someone would leave before they release their biggest project, you know. It's kind of, it was supposed to be his grand, it was supposed to be this huge thing that he had been working on. Overwatch 1, of course, won Game of the Year for 2016. It only makes sense that Overwatch 2, he was going to stay on board, and hopefully it was going to be this amazing thing. Interesting, when game developers leave before a game comes out, the game director for Halo Infinite also left. And that came out. What was that like? That was a 10 out of 10. That was a Redfall 10 out of 10. Okay? No. Halo Infinite wasn't a Redfall. But, you know, it ultimately didn't fully capture the market. It didn't get people excited in Halo again, and it didn't re-solidify itself in the game, in the gamer's conscience, you know. Halo Infinite didn't do that. Paladins came first though, fam. No way, Tom. I did not know that. Shit, really? I did not know Paladins came first. I felt like Paladins was a cheap, shitty knockoff. What do I know? You're tuning in though. God, you hope I know something. What do you reckon? What was it? I don't even know what this is. Oh, there we go. Forgot what the next story is. Super Mario Advance, Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2, and Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3 are all coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, I feel like over the years, this has fattened out. It's $50 a year Aussie, right? So I don't know what it is US, right? But it's a sizable amount. And the original games that came out felt like there was only like 6 titles, 5 or 6 titles on Nintendo 64 and a few other titles on Game Boy Advance, but didn't feel like the offering was full enough to justify that. But as we've gone on now into the year, into the second year, definitely feels like this is kind of more worth its while now, you know? As long as the price doesn't continue to increase, which, you know, it could. But expect those games if you're paying for it, because I actually stopped paying for it for some time. I had it for a year, and I'm like, fuck it. I finished Ocarina of Time again. I finished Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, I finished Banjo-Kazooie again. I played a bit of Mario Kart. Like, I didn't really get a lot of use out of it, to be honest. It's like these games are great, but I don't know. Like, I've already played them. You know what I mean? So many times. So I didn't get a lot of use out of them. But I do want to play Paper Mario. Never played Paper Mario. Definitely want to play that, so I want to jump onto that. Now this is very sad. Linus Tech Tips.
My time is now. Effective July 1st, 2023, after 10 wild and very eventful years, I will be stepping down as CEO of Linus Media Group, Creator Warehouse, and Floatplane Media. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I'm going to try to answer them all here. Like, why now? What's going to happen to the channels in the lab?
This is nearly a 10-minute video, but Linus is stepping down from Linus Tech Tips. So, is it just called Tech Tips now? Got him. Very funny. I don't know what they're going to do, but he's ultimately going to step aside. He's not going to be the CEO anymore. He's going to be the Chief Vision Officer. Whatever that is. But he has been an integral part to tech on YouTube. And he's definitely a mascot for YouTube, I would say, in a lot of ways. I think he's done a great thing. He's got to 15 million subscribers. It feels like he's been here from like the beginning, you know? Like, do you remember a time without Linus? I don't. I certainly don't. But I remember him doing on his 10 million subscriber, he just kind of did off the cuff live. Talked about his own struggles about being part of this and wondering when the end of the road is and what's it all for. So we've definitely seen in the past that Linus was wondering when the road was going to end for him. Now it hasn't fully ended, of course. Now there it is there. That's the video that he he got quite emotional. He was really talking about what's the future for him? What's the future for the channel? Why does this all matter? Like, I think he was just in that space, you know? So he's stepping aside, right? Now, he got offered $100 million for Linus Tech Tips, and he didn't take it. He wanted to keep it under his management. He wanted to keep it growing in the way that he wanted. So, yeah. Minnie says, minus Tech Tips. That's quite good, actually. I haven't actually seen that before. Oh, man. Donkey has a great review on Paper Mario. All right, I might watch it, actually. Josu says, I would cash out too with the amount of money. Well, he actually explains in the video, like, it's not going to change his life. He's not going to buy a bigger house. He's not going to drive a faster car. Like, I don't think money is an issue, you know? How dare he be rich? What the fuck? Jesus, we actually hate Linus. Terrible. We wish him well, of course. And as I said, I think the writing was on the wall when he did the 10 million sub video. He was obviously very conflicted about what he wanted to do. But it's an end of an era, and it's important to throw in the show because it is sad. It actually is sad. I like Linus. I think what he did was great. You know, and I think we'll continue to see him probably pop in and do all sorts of things, but he's going to be the creative vision officer or chief vision officer or something like that. Speaking of chief vision officer, whoever thought Dial Destiny was a good idea? Well, actually, firstly, look, this got like a 6-minute standing ovation, right? Now, we like to see Harrison Ford get emotional. It is nice. We don't see, he's usually the grumpy old dude, but you know what? He's getting a bit upset right now, and that's nice. Now, when I first saw this video, I'm like, oh my God, this movie must be fucking sick. Hell yeah. Okay, it's doing well. Clearly it's doing well. I mean, look at it. People are crying. People are cheering. There's applause. And if there's applause, it must be good. Apparently, it's pretty bad. Apparently, it's pretty bad. Remember the Crystal Skull? God, that was horrendous. Aliens and shit. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Oh my God, now it's increased to 52. Yeah, there's some people that like it. Some people that like it. If this is the final Indiana Jones movie, as it most likely will be, it's nice to see they stuck the landing. And then there's other people that say there are needs being met here, but they aren't storytelling based so much as stroking the fan base and meeting the bottom line ones. Look, I for one will see this movie. I will review this movie. I've seen all the Indiana Jones. I'm a big fan. The tiered system is this. The worst one is probably Dial of Destiny. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to put that at the bottom. And then there's Crystal Skull, And then I think Raiders of the Lost Ark, yeah, and then Temple of Doom, and then the best is, of course, Last Crusade. Last Crusade. Come on. Junior. I will see it, though. I mean, probably going to be terrible. But we have to see it. We have to review it, even for the memes. Even for the thumbnail. You know? Thumbnail. I think this thing, oh my god. I can't believe I saw this movie. It sucked. That'll get views. What do you reckon? No LaBeouf, though. No. I think he's doing his own thing now. Shia LaBeouf, man. I watched a really good video of him from the guy. What's the guy's name from The Walking Dead? He did a really good podcast with him for about 40 minutes. And Shia LaBeouf really just talked about his journey. It was actually a really, really fantastic show. To see Shia LaBeouf kind of go through his journey and all that kind of stuff. Like, that was a really good video. So no, he's not coming back for this. Benjamin says Crystal Dull. Are we just doing puns all day today? Crystal Dull. Minus tech tips. Loving it. Last Crusade is S tier. Absolutely, Benjamin. And when do we see a trilogy that's still that's strong throughout? There's The Lord of the Rings. There's Austin Powers. There's Rush Hour. There's fucking Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. Like, it's pretty few and far between that we see a trilogy actually stand on, like, it continues to stand up in terms of quality. Oh, Back to the Future. Okay, Back to the Future 3, not so much, right? It's a little bit, but yeah, John Berthol. There we go. Really good video, actually. Fantastic, Mr. Fox. Thanks again, man. I appreciate you for $2. Ozzy, do you remember the Indiana Jones series? Is there an Indiana Jones series? I had no fucking idea. I haven't watched it. Must be around the 52 Rotten Tomatoes range if I haven't watched it or heard of it. Cocaine says, I'm surprised they reviewed it so low. Disney movies are protected by the shill media. Well, this got hit with the Redfall treatment. Again, I will see this. I want to see what it's like, but I don't think it's looking very promising. You know what else isn't looking promising? This bloody Golem game.
I am a hobbit from the...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's not do that.
So we choose Gollum as a main character because he is one of the most complex characters in the book. One of the things that fascinated us about Gollum was the fact that he is...
All right, firstly, do I want to... Okay, out of all the Lord of the Rings... So firstly, before the firstly, I don't think this looks that great. I'm just going to throw it out there. Before I was like, okay, I'll see what it's like. But the more I'm seeing this, I'm just like, fuck, man. Don't know, man. You know, don't think they're going to stick the landing on this one. But out of all the Lord of the Rings characters, why would you pick Gollum? What about Gandalf game? You know, Aragorn, Legolas, or even just like Saruman. I would like to see him when he was a good wizard. God, that would be a cool... There we go. See, they should bring me on board, I'll tell you now. But I'm not really thinking this looks great.
He has these two personalities that are constantly talking to each other.
One half is driven, just focused on the ring, and the other half is just like, I just want to reconnect and try to like find somebody like me. Just like showing this split persona in the environments, in the story, in the art is the most fascinating thing.
Our Gollum looks very different from the movies. We wanted to find a version of Gollum that would still match the imaginations of the fans. So we're kind of still in the same line of those concepts of that movie.
All right, so when he says he looks very different, right? Can we just have a look? Is he looking massively different? Got the big eyes, got the same skin color. I mean, if you put Gollum from the movies next to this guy, we're like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, there's a lot of creative influence that they've taken from the Gollum from the movies. But having said that, yes, you know, people are going to say, well, this is the Gollum that we saw from the books. That was the same idea, right? But it still looks very similar to the movies, and that means it must look very similar to the books. What I mean is, you know, for him to make that point, like, oh, we've made a very different Gollum. Well, you haven't. And that's okay, because the original vision obviously is just also held up from Peter Jackson. But again, let's continue with this video, because when this game comes out, I'd love to see the reviews.
Still match the imaginations of the fans, so we're kind of still in the same line of
CJ does look like he's wearing a toupee. I agree. Gollum, I mean.
Still giving it our own spin.
I think Gollum has a best potential to give this insight into this world. You have the non-classical ways to discover the world. You're crawling through the shadows, you're climbing a lot, you are traveling through the levels in a different ways than other characters would. His abilities to walk or to run are maybe beyond what we would
that feels a bit
expect
Jedi
as
Fallen Order.
characters.
Jedi Fallen Order is not the only game to do that, but that's the first one that comes to mind.
It's a hard character to understand. You kind of have to throw away everything you know about writing when you write for Gollum, because he does everything that you learn as a writer not to do. So he constantly talks about his feelings. He constantly repeats himself. He uses the same very non-descriptive adjectives. Everything's either nasty or nice.
I mean, the most fascinating thing about the main character with Gollum is his personal development and his like split persona.
And that was also a great tool for us for the storytelling, the scenes in the movies or in the book where they both.
I'm just going to make another comment. I mean, it's all about the graphics. That's really what it's all about. But it kind of does look like a PS3 game. Throwing it out there. Let's look at some more gameplay. I mean, look, it's just feeling PS3, PS4 vibes. Not that it matters about the graphics, of course, right? But I did see some of the comments here. Finally, finally I can play a protagonist that I connect with and look like. Rich says, out of all the games, this will certainly be one of them. If I had to pick a single Lord of the Rings character that I'd like to play as, I'd think Gollum would be in anyone's top 20. Absolutely. I don't think it would be anyone's top 20. Has the potential to be Game of the Year 2004. Now, that's a bit harsh, but I kind of feel like, from what we're seeing here, and also the voice.
Gollum, I'm very pleased to meet you. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, we are.
Well, the great...
I feel like, again, that's just taking... I mean, the book doesn't, of course, capture vocally what that's going to sound like, so I think he's definitely taken a lot of notes from Andy Serkis. And again, that's okay. But I don't think that we're seeing a completely reimagined Gollum here. This just feels like more of the Gollum that we saw from the movies, to be honest. But the game itself, it just doesn't... It's not really capturing me, right? And you guys might feel different here, but I just don't think that this looks like something that's really going to be like making a huge splash in gaming. But what do I know? It could be absolutely fantastic. Could be absolutely fantastic. Maximilian says PS3 launch title. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Interesting though. We'll see what it's like. We'll wait for the review scores. I'm probably not going to play this. Speaking of a game that I would play though, Ghost of Tsushima 2, I absolutely would play that. And it will not be present at the PlayStation Showcase according to Jeff Grubb. Apparently he's quite right in his leaks a lot of the time. And yeah, he is, absolutely. So don't expect Ghost of Tsushima 2. We were talking about this actually previously on the stream a few days ago. Someone had brought that up. They wanted to see that. We won't be seeing that. Sadly, but who knows? We may. Jeff Grubb may be wrong, but I don't think so. Don't think so. Sony Boss says we're going to be waiting 2 or 3 years before PlayStation games hit PC. Now, as you guys have seen from God of War, from Horizon Zero Dawn to Spider-Man, there's been, and also Death Stranding, there's been a few games from the PlayStation exclusive suite that we have seen, of course, hit PC. Now, I think this is a good offering, right? You play the games exclusively on PlayStation 5, and for everyone else that doesn't have a PlayStation, they can play it later on PC. And they've, Jim Ryan's come out and said, no, we're going to be waiting 2 or 3 years, which kind of makes sense, right? Because PlayStation is in such a powerful position right now. They're selling consoles, they're at the top of the market compared to Xbox. They're selling exclusives. Their exclusives are known for quality. Well, broadly are very known for quality, right? It would not make sense for them to put them immediately on PC like Xbox is doing. Xbox is doing it because they're not really competing in the console space. They need to spread their games as far and wide as possible to try and get as many people playing their their games on the Xbox ecosystem as possible. Well, actually does make sense for Xbox to continue to do what they do. With Jim Ryan, not so much. Makes sense. Makes sense to continue to have these games come out 3 or 4 years later, or 2 or 3 years later. Lavender says 2 or 3 years means 1 year. Let's be real. Well, maybe the previous situation with games coming out isn't going to be what they do moving forward. They've certainly solidified that they are the dominant player in the console space. We've known that for some time now. And maybe they just feel like they're going strength to strength, and the whole PC thing can be an afterthought. It doesn't need to be something that they do straight away. And I kind of see that, right? Like, I was like a very powerful console, like Xbox, the most powerful console ever. If I was, the head of PlayStation, I was seeing the numbers, I was seeing the dominance, I was seeing how much, we as the company was dominating the market. I would understand the value of PC, but I wouldn't think of that as my first go-to. Absolutely not. No. So all these wonderful games you can expect in the future. Well, Spider-Man, of course. Death Stranding, we've already seen. Last of Us, we've already seen. Like, we've already seen Bloodborne. We've seen that on PC. Am I right? There's a lot of games, of course, we have seen, like God of War, the original, God of War of 2018. We have seen quite a few games come out, but expect going forward that we may not see these games for 2 or 3 years after it releases on PlayStation exclusive. Are you guys excited for Mortal Kombat 1? I'm certainly excited for it to be on Switch. Okay, so guys, this is a leak. All right, I'm the first one to bring this out. This is actual footage. All right, see this actual footage of Switch, Mortal Kombat 1. It's going to look like. I wonder what it's going to look like, because if I remember correctly, the Mortal Kombat 11 that was on Switch, it looked fine on a small screen and all, but like, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great. It's like seeing The Witcher in 540p. Definitely some graphical degradation that we're going to be experiencing. But that's okay. If we can still play it and have fun on our Switches, that's all good. It's good that they're going to be committed to bringing it out on all the platforms. But I wonder if we're going to be seeing a Switch 2 soon. Jesus Christ. As I said recently, we're not seeing probably a Switch 2 until April next year at the earliest. And this game comes out in September or something. Interesting times. I'm just, I want to see what this game looks like. I always like, Hogwarts is another one. Hogwarts is like, how the fuck is that going to look on Switch, man? Jesus, 50 points from Gryffindor. That's how bad it's going to look. Oh, yeah. Oh. Anyway, we'll see what happens now. But on top of that, Mortal Kombat 1 DLC characters seemingly leaked by Amazon listing. So some of the characters that are going to be playable. So Mortal Kombat is apparently going to have some cameo characters that help you off the sidelines. And there's going to be players that are playable. Like Quan Chi, Omni-Man. I don't know who Omni-Man is. Help me out there. Ermac, Peacemaker, Takeda, and Homelander. What's interesting is Homelander and Peacemaker. That's interesting. Peacemaker is from DC, and Homelander is from what? Well, I know the show, but what is Homelander from? Is that like a comic book or something? All I've seen is those memes where it's just like, whew, that one and that. All right. I've seen those memes so many times. But interesting to see that they're broadening the scope of players that they want to bring. But I thought Mortal Kombat 1 was going to be an opportunity to just bring back Mortal Kombat. Like just OG, just Mortal Kombat characters. It was going to be about going back to the older style of play, right? Or something like that. Something about just honing in on what Mortal Kombat is. It's not about the characters that are outside the world of Mortal Kombat. I really wanted that, right? I really wanted to just focus on characters that we know from Mortal Kombat. But it's apparently not so. Apparently not so. Homelander from The Boys. Yes. Okay, from The Boys. But what I mean is that a comic book? That's what I mean. Omni-Man and Homelander are both Superman characters. Okay. Well, I know Homelander is, but I don't know who Omni-Man is. It's a genius tactic to bring all the old players, Benjamin Chow says. Well, I mean, absolutely, especially from the people that have been playing Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11. I mean, they know now that we can expect some characters outside the Mortal Kombat world, but I would have loved to see this a bit more about the OG Mortal Kombat. Me personally. God, I'm still sick. Sick of all of you. China approves Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition news. Okay, China State Administration for Market Regulation has approved Microsoft's $67.8 billion acquisition on Activision Blizzard unconditionally in a Phase 3 review, according to a report from Seeking Alpha. Now, when I originally covered this, I thought there was 12 jurisdictions. This is what I was led to believe, especially what Phil Spencer said. There are 12 jurisdictions, and 10 out of the 12 have come online saying, yeah, we're cool with it. Now, Phase 3, I'm guessing that they had somewhat approved it, or maybe this is a separate one that's also approved it, but the news that's important is that they've approved it. So China's also on board. And you can't even play, you can't play Overwatch in China. I don't think you can play a few Blizzard games in China because I know that whole relationship was tarnished and it did fall apart. But interesting to see that they have also approved it. Now, come on, CMA. Once the US does it also, as I've said before, once the US does it, Microsoft will have a decision to make. Are they just going to yeet themselves outside of the UK and just focus on the groups that have approved the deal? Or are they going to continue to try and work with the CMA because it is 10% or 11% of Activision's revenue to try and actually still be able to get it over the line? There was also another bit of news that came out that Microsoft and the CMA, so Microsoft tried many different iterations of different ideas and ways in which to try and move the deal forward, right? There was many things that they put forward to the CMA to try and appease them, to try and get them on board, but it wasn't enough. Apparently it wasn't enough. Which is sad, very sad, but we'll see in the next couple of months. As I said, I'll continue to update you guys on this. But Splinterquake says UK is cucked. Well, we'll see, my friend. Maybe they'll, as I said, 67% of the time they do win any sort of challenge to their decision. So maybe Microsoft won't win. We will see. We will see. CJ, when China wants nothing to do with you, you know you've fucked up. Yes. Well, they're obviously okay with the deal, so maybe they're open to some reconciliation. Maybe they you know what, we'll approve the deal. Just bring back Overwatch. Come on. You want to... You guys have been watching this shit. What is this, a mech thing? How do you make that? How do you even fucking make that shit? It feels like it's targeting it too. Have I not found certain things that allow me to do this shit in this game? That is incredible. That is legitimately incredible. I feel like there's so much to explore. I mean, look, I know a lot of these pieces, but let me tell you, I don't know all these pieces that are making this thing into a giant Metal Gear mech thing. I love it. Zelda has officially entered the industrial age. All right. It's beautiful when it happens. Think about all the things they'll make now. It's going to be incredible. Good times. And lastly, why not? Let's imprison this little boy. This little boy. Oh my god. Oh man, good times. The whole segment now just dedicated to just shit you can do in Tears of the Kingdom, Oh dear. Link, this is a stealth mission. Yeah, I'm loving this whole segment actually. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Instead of the AI game today, we have a video game quiz. I thought I'd try it. Fuck it, right? So the end of the show, it's only 4 minutes. It's a YouTube video I found. It's a quiz. I haven't watched it. So I don't know what the answers are. We're going to watch it together. They're going to ask a question and we're going to try and think if we're OG hardcore gamers. We've got to try and get the answer. Okay, it's coming up soon. In other news, Cliffy B update. My friend who has his own studio and is interested in a revival of LawBreakers has my LA lawyer on retainer to negotiate with Nexon for it. Stay tuned. Well, looks like he's really wanting to bring back LawBreakers. You know what? More power to him. Good on him. He's opened restaurants. He's on Broadway. He's writing comics about a dog. He's doing all sorts of things. And I really hope Cliffy be the best. We memed on him hard, but that's just part of the job. That's just part of the job. When there's news, we must meme. But LawBreakers never got the community it needed, the population it needed. And then, of course, it tried Radical Heights, but which no one liked. So it was more like Radical Likes. It's just one of those things, right? Sometimes when you're a developer, things work. Sometimes they don't work, right? If there's a LawBreakers revival, I'll play it. Fucking oath. I will. I wish him the best. Absolutely. Cliffy B was instrumental in making, of course, Gears. He ultimately, apart from Halo, also put Xbox on the map with Gears of War. Simple as that. Gears of War was pretty much a console seller back in the day for a while, you know? So Cliffy B has been very, very important in Xbox's development and its evolution. And to see him come out with LawBreakers again, I mean, we'll see what it's like, right? But I'm interested to see what happens. You know what else I'm interested in? Not really, but fuck it. It's the trailer that came out today. So this is a launch trailer for Lego 2K Drive. I was originally a little bit interested in this. The more I've watched it, I'm like, I'm not buying this. All right, that was all a lie. Originally, I thought I might buy it, but no.
Racing is everywhere in Big Butte. Show them how it's done. Boom! Touch the sky! That was awesome! Weaving in and out of the great stone monuments, surging along the dazzling waterways, and tearing up the town with friendly competition. You're on fire, Hotshot!
Dang it! Thanks to you, blockheads, I actually have to try this time! Oh, I'm going to smash you good for no apparent reason!
You really think you can beat me? Silky smooth! The claws are coming out! Meow!
I've got horsepower! Giddy up! Come on, Hotshot.
I shouldn't have laughed at that,
Let's get
but
back out there and
yeah,
show the world what you can really do.
All right, hip to be square. Love hip to be square. That's probably we play the demonetization game every day, and that may have been it. Huey Lewis in the News, Power of Love, hip to be square. If this is it, great music, fantastic stuff. Okay, if you haven't watched American Psycho, watch it. But I probably won't watch. I probably won't play that. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. Originally, I thought I might, but nah, not happening. Anyone that wants to play it, there's the trailer though. It's important to let you know it is the launch trailer and it's out. Wait, is it out or is it coming out? It's coming out soon at least. Something like that. Sneaky, sneaky Nintendo. Isn't this interesting, guys? Do you know any streamers or YouTubers who share Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom content that you would recommend? If do, please share. Hey, we just want to know if there's any like content creators that are like using our IP. We don't want to like DMCA takedown anything. We're on to you, Nintendo. We know what you're doing, okay? You're not smart, okay? Guys, if you see this, do not recommend anybody. Who knows what they want to do with it, all right? Who knows? Not feeling confident with Nintendo's ability if we give them Nintendo's try. I don't know if I trust them. We just want to know who's streaming. And if we don't like them, or if we don't like what they said, we just yeet their channel. That's all. What? We would never want to hurt a streamer that doesn't agree with our message. Sneaky, sneaky Nintendo. Just watch out for that, folks. Okay? Very, very interesting. In other news, very, very sad. In the Video Archives podcast, which is done by Quentin Tarantino, he announced the passing of Rick Dalton. Rick Dalton, we are saddened by the news of the passing of actor Rick Dalton, best known for his role in the TV hit series Bounty Law and the Fireman trilogy. Rick passed away peacefully in his home in Hawaii and survived by his wife, Francesca. Guys, we love Rick Dalton, and some people said to me that looks like Leo DiCaprio. That's just factually incorrect. They're very different, right? But this has been doing the rounds on Twitter. People are very saddened by the passing of Rick Dalton. He did find it hard to transition away from doing the old cowboy western stuff. And he struggled. He did die at 90 years old. So everyone, thoughts and prayers for Rick Dalton. Thoughts and prayers for Rick Dalton. Okay. Anyone that doesn't get the joke, so Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Rick Dalton was the main actor and main character in it. And Quentin, in all his greatness, thought that he would bring his lore from the movies to real life. He announced that Rick Dalton has passed at 90 years old. A fictional character, has passed at 90 years old, and it set Twitter on fire. Everyone started saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry for the passing of him, poor guy, blah, blah." A huge talent, truly. Everyone, please rest in peace in the chat. He will be sorely missed. And again, just to reiterate, yes, there is an actor that looks a little bit like him. But Rick Dalton would be 90 now. He looks nothing like that other guy you're talking about. The guy that was in that big ship movie that crashed or something. Iceberg Rider something. Whatever that one is. Yeah, no, it's a different guy. But very sad for his passing. Tom says, Rick Dalton was definitely an actor of our time. He certainly was. Certainly a great actor. He will be sorely missed. Speaking of fucking segue, how in the hell did you beat Elden Ring just using your brain? Now, is this like fake? Is someone holding a controller? She's using her mind, apparently, to beat an Elden Ring boss, even if it is the first Elden Ring boss and it's not really a boss. Dude, how in the fuck is she doing that? How? That is amazing.
Controller. Anyone want a hands-free controller? No? I'm making them. How? I'm really excited. We're trying to get this going as quickly as we can. Of course, we're going to need some more mapping, which might take a bit, but here, just being, thank you for the follow.
Dude, how in the hell? That is so cool. I mean, gone are the days with beating Sekiro with a Guitar Hero remote. That's old shit, man. That's old school, okay? Or Donkey Konga, man, that's easy, okay? Can you do it with your mind? Professor Xavier, easy. Not a problem. Not a problem. Rick Dalton could have done it. Rick Dalton, man. He could have easily done that. Absolutely, man. I'm just devastated. Can't believe it. 9 years old. In other news, the guy that kind of looks like the guy that you were mentioning, right? Killers of the Flower Moon got 95, man. I'm so happy for that. Anything Martin Scorsese does is always great. I actually watched Cape Fear last night. Love a good Cape Fear. Love a good Robert De Niro movie. I love a good Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese, and Leo DiCaprio movie. And that's what we're getting here. Very excited to see what this is. Of course, 95 on the tomato meter on Metacritic means it's going to be good. Much better than Dial of Destiny. Maybe it's time to dial down the Destiny. This doesn't make sense. And Harrison, retire. Retire, at least from Indy. He has said, I think this is the last Indiana Jones. We hope so, because he's going to be the relic. If there's a next one, it's some new archaeologist looking for Harrison Ford. Where is he? He's gone. He's been missing for centuries. Where is he? Oh my God, we found him. We found his ancient cane. Oh, mercy. Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know when that comes out, actually. I think pretty soon, right? Definitely want to see that. I would love to review that too. A few movies I definitely want to review. I do like reviewing a good old movie. Last movie I think I reviewed was... What was the last movie I reviewed? I think it was... Pope's Exorcist. That's right, Pope's Exorcist. And yeah, that was kind of fun, but kind of cheesy, kind of shit. According to Konami Group Corporation, as of the end of March 2023, Metal Gear series has sold 59.8 million in sales. Now, I want to put this in because we are expecting Snake Eater to be shown a remake for the PlayStation Showcase, which is in a couple of days. I will be covering that. I don't know what time that is, but fuck, I will be up whatever time that is to do that with you guys. So that'll be very good. I'm looking forward to that. And Metal Gear Solid, little niche title. You guys may have heard of it. But if we see a Metal Gear 3 remake, I'd love to see a Metal Gear 2. Is that Sons of Liberty? I think that was Sons of Liberty, wasn't it? And Metal Gear 1. Love to see that too. But we are expecting that. A lot of people are expecting that. And hey, if we see that, then that is going to be good. Now, before we finish with our quiz, can someone tell me how the fuck they did this? Because I don't know how the hell they did this. But you know what? This isn't just about video games. It's also about magicians. Oh, wait, that's going to get demonetized. Okay, let's not do that. Okay, look. What is going on here? He's picked up a lemon. And let's just say it's not a real lemon. How's he doing that shit? It gets better. How's he doing that? And it comes back to him. How is he doing this? Benjamin, can you review Debbie Does Dallas 2001? Debbie Does Dallas 2001 A Space Odyssey? You mean that one? I'm sure that's what you mean, right? Chris, should be around 5 hours ago, whatever that is in your time, the Layman Daily Show. Oh, okay, so it's 4:45. 4:45 in the morning. Yeah, how the hell did they do this magic trick? It's freaking strange. All right, guys, we're going to do a new segment today, okay? Who's excited for the new segment? All right, shut up, live audience. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be playing a trivia game, 24 minutes long. Okay, I have not looked at the questions. Everyone in the comment section, let me know your answer, and I will only say my answer once the timer is up. Who's ready for this? Okay, I certainly am. Okay, here we go. Are you ready for a video game trivia quiz? If these questions suck, we're never doing this again. All right, let's do it. Yes, hurry up. Okay. What was the most popular arcade video game? Okay, well, come on. Oh, wait, you guys can't see. You can't see the first... Wait, no. Pac-Man. Pikmin. Pac-Man, that was easy. Okay, I knew that one. Just testing you guys. I'm going to put it up here. Now you can't... Oh, my God, I'm just in the way. I'm just in the fucking way. Oh, this isn't working. Just give me a second. How do I get myself out of the way? Okay, maybe over there. Okay, let's try there. All right, let's do this again. Let's go a little bit back. Okay. Okay, what RPG game based on the anime series produced by Sonic Team? I got no fucking idea. Astro Boy. Okay, I had no fucking idea. All right, here we go. What is the best-selling game of all time? Minecraft. Yes. Okay. What was the most first commercially successful game? Fuck, okay. Pong. Redfall. South Korea, what video game is officially recognized as a sport? Jesus. I have no idea. I want to stop this for a second. Does anyone have an idea what this is? I have no idea. Okay, I'm not doing the time here, but like, what would that be in Korea? South Korea. Mork says StarCraft. There we go. I knew that. Just testing you guys. Of course I knew that. In the popular video game 007, which installment of the game Bond series did you play? Okay, come on. If you guys don't know this, get out of my chat. All right, I'm going to tell you my... GoldenEye. I don't know when the actual thing is ending. It's freaking hard to tell when this trivia time is ending. The word Atari means what? The word Atari means what? Fuck, I don't know. Success. Like I'm having success with this trivia. Absolutely. What company developed the Xbox? If you get this wrong, get out of my chat. If you get this wrong, I don't want to know you. All right? It's clearly Nintendo. All right, come on. Oh my God, I thought it was Sony. What? No way. All right, here we go. All right, let me get this out of the way. What video game featured Mario for the first time? Again, if you get this wrong, get out of my chat. No, I love you. I'm just kidding. Super Mario Bros. Easy clap. Easy clap. Tom said Nintendo. Chris with the Redfall. Alexei Pajnov is best known for creating and designing which video game? There's a Tetris. Come on, Tetris. Hell yeah! Freaking good. I'm a hardcore gamer, dude. What type of animal is Donkey Kong? He's a donkey, right? Isn't he? Isn't he? Guys, he's a donkey. I mean, that's, you know, he's a gorilla. Tetris. Okay, who was the voice of the movie Pokemon Detective Pikachu? All right, I'm gonna stop a little bit so you can catch up a little bit because I know it's hard for you guys to answer as well as answer with me. So it's hard. Who is this? I know who this is. Do you guys know who this is? This is easy. This is easy clap. Easy clap. Easy clap. Here we go. Ryan Reynolds. These are too easy. Well, some of them I haven't got. Some of them I have not got. It's an ostrich. That's the game today, folks. You know what? I thought we'd try it. Should we do it again? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, it was a bit of a messy messy ordeal, but we got there. I think I need to find a harder one. Okay. Ronald Reagan in the. I don't know. I find that funny. I actually enjoyed doing this little trivia thing with you guys today. Did you guys enjoy it? I certainly enjoyed it. I think I fucked up the whole thing moving everything around, but we got there in the end, folks. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you, appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next time for more news, reviews, and discussions, and maybe some trivia.